Hello, everyone out there in STFC land. The fan chats are back and recording again after what I have to put my hands up and say was a complete error on my part. We did record a game last week for your entertainment, but then I allowed a Windows update to corrupt the upload and it disappeared. One day I might be technically savvy enough to find it again and show you what happened. But because I know he's conscious of the fact that he's been done over completely, I will confirm Warren won the night.
So thank you, mate.
We do have another game for you this week and a little bit of STFC chat because, as the name says, that's what we're here for. And we haven't actually done it for a while. There's nothing to talk about. I'm pleased to say joining me for this edition is Craig, Adam, Warren, Kieran and Ned. Good evening, fellas.
Evening.
Good evening.
It's been another frustrating week. Nothing essentially has happened. Still no takeover, still no players. I have seen one or two rumours of people turning up at the training ground on trial, which I'm sure we'll come on to. But the highlight of this week was Lee Power turned up on Talksport. And Craig, I know you spent a lot of time fully doing a full transcript of the conversation, which was excellent. If you've not seen that, head over to Craig's Twitter. And then I managed to have a mini Barney with Simon Jordan because he wasn't happy with my critique of his performance. Craig, as you took the time to do the transcript, I'll come to you first. What did you make of the interview? Did it appease you in any way? Were you happy with what you found out, or was it much ado about nothing?
No, it was basically a more upmarket propaganda piece from BBC Wiltshire Sound, you know, going on Talksport like that. The thing is, it's easy to have a go at Jim White and Simon Jordan, but they clearly hadn't done any enough research into what's been going on at the club. And you know, one thing that rankled me was, you know, Simon Jordan going, "Oh, all right, mate," and all this and everything. It's just like, you know, I think they gave him too much of an easy ride. You know, there was a couple of times when Simon Jordan pulled up Lee Power, like when he was saying about the funds, the £300,000 that Clem put in, and he basically said to Lee Power, "Look, the court wouldn't have ordered him to use those £300,000 to pay the wages or the running of the club until the club's taken over." So he did call him out on that, but the rest of it was all a bit wishy-washy and a bit pally and stuff like that. And it's just typical Lee Power. We don't hear anything from him all fucking year. And then the moment one of our, you know, somebody from the trust goes on, that's it, he's on. And we're like, well, where the fuck have you been for the last 6 months, you know? You're not saying about anything. And they didn't call him out at all. Another thing on the wages that he hasn't paid, the ground rent and stuff like that. And it's just like, yeah, this is Talksport. I can sort of give BBC Wilts a bit of leeway because they're a local radio station and all, and even though I've got my issues with them, but this is Talksport. They should have done a better job of grilling him. But yeah, it was just lie after lie from him and misinformation. And as the trust had said before, sorry, not the trust, Morfuni's law, it was like a propaganda piece of misinformation from Power.
Adam, do you see Clem potentially going on national radio now?
No, not for the moment. I don't think. I think he's playing the business game. Clem is at the moment. He's keeping it under wraps, just in case everything falls through, which obviously we hope it doesn't. But I think until we get anything from the EFL, I can't see Clem coming out into the media. It was another typical Lee Power's PR team stunt, really, which if he had spent as much money on his lawyers as he does on his PR team, he might have actually had a case in court. But yeah, I can't see Clem coming out into the media to back that. I just think it would then turn into a cat fight, which I don't think Clem's interested in. I agree with what Craig said. They didn't ask him the right questions. He blatantly turned up. His lawyers probably given Talksport a load of questions to ask him. I was personally, I know we could give them a little bit of grace because they're a national station, but I was pretty disgusted that they didn't ask about the wages and stuff. Everybody wants to know what in his mind, regardless of whether I kind of understand not buying new players, maybe not putting a manager in. I kind of understand that he knows he's not going to be owner for much longer, but you're affecting people's livelihoods. Power. It's like you're not paying people who work for you. I mean, for any other business, that's a crime. And I don't think they challenge him enough on it, and that's what we all want to know the answer to. This guy said.
What you need to remember, Adam, is it's like him having a house.
Oh yeah. I think about that all the time. Yeah. It's, and if you can't afford the stuff, what do you do when you can't afford the upkeep of your house? You get rid of stuff inside, don't you? And that's probably what his argument was, to not paying players, and paying staff, I guess, more importantly. But yeah, I thought it was an absolute load of rubbish. It was a PR stunt, coincidentally shortly after the trust had been on. So yeah, a load of bollocks in my opinion, and I even disrespect him even more now than I ever did before, to be honest.
Warren, the fact that he has come out on radio, do you see that as an indicator that something might happen this week? So that wheels are in motion.
Well, we hope so, don't we? It's going to be. We all knew that he wasn't just going to leave easily, was he? He was always going to drag his feet, get as much out of it as he possibly can, and that's the way that Lee Power would do it. He is a businessman that just doesn't care, and if it's as long as it's in his pocket, that's all that matters. And yeah, I totally agree with what Craig and Adam have said. I didn't really listen to it. I listened to a few snippets of it because every word that comes out of his mouth is just drivel, isn't it, really? Like you say, it's so scripted. You could tell what they were going to ask him. They didn't dig deep enough, which really for Talksport, where they normally think they'd go for it and challenge these people, they didn't really do anything like that at all. It was all easy for him. And it was a bit like Craig said, just an upgrade on a BBC Radio Wiltshire sort of interview. So
and do you reckon
hopefully it gets done this week, but like I said earlier, he's not going to go without taking as much as he possibly can.
And do you reckon, was it that they actually chose to go on Simon Jordan's show? Is it Simon Jordan's show, as opposed to any other Talksport show?
Oh, there's 100%. There's got to be some sort of relationship there with Lee Power and Simon Jordan. That everyone loves listening to a Simon Jordan because he speaks very outwards, doesn't he? And he gives it the big one. And you can't imagine that he wouldn't have gone. Lee Power's always picked and choose who he would speak to. And this is 100% Lee going, oh, I'm comfortable speaking to Simon Jordan. I'm comfortable speaking to Jim White. I'll go on this sort of show. He showed for years and years at this club that he won't speak to anyone unless he wants to. And it was only certain people that he would pick and choose, falls out with every local newspaper. And that's the Sorry?
He's like, oh, what, Sean? Yeah, Sean. Oh, Sean. You give Sean.
Sean. All right, mate, Sean. Yeah.
Even speak to Andrew Hawes, I think it would give him more of a hard time. But
yeah.
Then...
And that's saying something from those two. But yeah, go on. Sorry,
Kieran, I'll come to you as you come into the conversation there. When you look at, and perhaps I'm wrong in suggesting this, I'm interested in your opinion. I feel I appreciate that they are slightly differing situations, but I feel what happened with Bury and what has happened with Bolton has got significantly more attention than what's happened at Swindon, particularly on a national level.
I think the Bury one only really came to light when it was too late. Like, because I can remember Steve Dale going on Jim White's show on Talksport, but it was like days and hours before what happened to them. I don't think so. The Bury one had little bits of snippets, but I don't think I even really heard about it till it was almost too late. I think the Bolton one did. I think that was just because they that started when they were in sort of the Championship. Naturally gets more press coverage, but then again that was again when they were literally about to go to the wall that they were getting proper national coverage. So I think we've maybe done better getting it before we go to the wall. Maybe if there wasn't the court injunctions in place, we would have been closer to that when getting this attention. But I think Swindon's always struggled to get some sort of national attention unless we've got a nutcase manager in charge or something. But I just don't think national people don't pick up these club ownership issues nearly early enough. You look at Oldham, but if people outside of League One, League Two don't even with the whole Paul Scholes situation went on there, don't know what's going on, went on at Oldham is still going on because they're still going all over the place. And I think Macclesfield Town, no one really knew whatever happened there. Like all that got attention was when they got kicked out, when they got demoted out the league and Stevenage got to stay up. So there's loads that go under the radar. And I think the national press need to be better at picking this up and holding the EFL to account as well, because their fit and proper persons test is an absolute joke. Like you're letting these people, like how Lee Power was allowed near a football club with his track record. In my opinion, if you've had one business that's been liquidated that you've been involved in, no matter how directly or indirectly, especially his connections with football clubs that have coincidentally gone to the wall after he's been involved, but even businesses outside of football, you should not be allowed near a football club. A football club is almost a luxury to own. It's a hobby to own. You don't need to own it. It isn't going to make you millions. You do it as a sort of more of a hobby. But people that have had businesses that have been liquidated, been made insolvent for whatever reasons, shouldn't be allowed near a football club. Full stop. Because then you avoid these situations. You avoid these businessmen that can maybe try and make a quick buck, try and make a club sustainable, to then sell it on for £7 million to a company that allegedly probably doesn't exist.
But the thing is, Kieran, is as well, like the EFL never learned their lessons. You only have to look at who they've appointed to their board recently. Who's banned from being a director for 9 years, and then now they've appointed him on the fucking board. You know, it is just absolutely ridiculous. And I was listening on the Price of Football podcast. Apparently, I don't know which one it is, but one of the members on the board is also involved in a company that buys and sells football clubs. Surely that is a bloody conflict of interest. You know, if the EFL's like that, we've got no bloody chance. And we just hope that where it's taken this long to get Clem through, that they are being thorough enough that he does turn out to be a decent bloody owner.
Yeah, and if you look at conflict of interest, like they got someone that's on the EFL board that's allowed that buys and sells football clubs, but a chairman that owns Swindon, say for example, he owns Swindon Supermarine, couldn't open Swindon Town, despite them probably never going to be in the same divisions, because that's a conflict of interest. But you can have one that's on the board of directors at the Football League, obviously the only other professional league outside the Premier League, that's buying and selling football clubs. I bet you their fit and proper persons test get through very, very quickly.
The whole system, it's been known for a while, even if you look at clubs away from us, and not even the big the big issue clubs, the likes of Bury Bolton. Even if you look at some of the other clubs that have had real issues, Sheffield Wednesday springs to mind, and some other clubs up and down the Football League, the whole system clearly needs a review in terms of how the EFL do things. I think you make a great point here in terms of national media needs a shake up. The coverage that like the European Super League and the even the good stuff, like the good gestures that the club captains of the Premier League did for the EFL, that gets wall-to-wall 24/7 coverage on Sky Sports News, because people think, or because the bigwigs at Sky and BT and that think, all people are interested in is what's Jordan Henderson done, or what's going on at Chelsea, how many millions are Man City going to spend on Kane and Grealish, when there are just as many fans combined at these EFL clubs who have the passion to, the point, it was one of the points that I made on Twitter, is that, okay, we don't have a Man United fan base at Swindon, but we care. And it's not like Man United are in danger of going to the wall. I'm not saying Swindon is, because they all seem fairly confident something will happen at some point. But the sheer uncertainty around it all affects the 7, 10, 12, 15,000 Swindon fans, whether they're armchair fans, season ticket holders, casual goers, only go to away games. It doesn't matter. Everyone, for example, everyone watching or listening to this supports Swindon Town in one way or another, and they all care. And if Swindon Town wasn't there, that's a massive issue for the community and for individuals. the first issue is people and their jobs, of course, and that has to be the prime focus. These people who aren't being paid, massive respect to the people still there working, essentially as volunteers who have only just been getting, 60% of their entitled wage. Massive respect to them, both players and staff, and the people behind the scenes. Somehow we're still getting social media content coming out. It's unbelievable what people will do for the club they love. And then you go to the next big thing, and it's the supporters that then suffer. As I say, it's a huge loss when these clubs have these issues. Ned, I want to give you your chance to have your say as well on this topic. And when you look at Swindon's situation specifically, we're now having to, we recently had to cancel a friendly because of logistical reasons. We had the statement come out saying update on pre-season, and because unfortunately a couple of members of the under-18 squad had positive COVID tests, we now can't fulfill fixtures. But that shows the state of the club, that we're having to rely on the under-18 squad to fulfill the fixtures in the first place.
Yeah, it's incredibly sad. Incredibly sad. But believe it or not, I'm still positive. It's going to go through, whether it be this week, next week. We're going to be behind everyone else. Pre-season wise, the squad wise. I mean, they're all going to have to gel together in record speed in order to sort of stand any chance for the new season. But once it all comes through, it's going to be like like siege mentality. All the Swindon fans will come together. We'll get behind our new manager. We'll shout for him. We'll sing for him. We'll be right behind him. And I honestly, I really am massively positive, because it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. So don't worry.
Yes,
Put your hand on the screen. Put your hand on the screen. Believe. Believe. But honestly, it's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. Don't worry.
I'm sold. You've convinced me. Everything is going to be okay, and we are getting promoted.
Well, it's not that.
Right, let's move on to happier things, and we have another game. And as has been requested, mainly by members of the group, but also by the odd person on Twitter who says that we focus too much on the here and now. I've extended the date range, and we are going through 30 years of STFC's top goal scorers.
Well done, Craig.
Yes.
So my challenge to you guys is, I will read out the season, and you will obviously know from the season before who was the top goal scorer. What I want to know is, who was the top goal scorer each year, and did they get more or less or the same than the time before? So I will give you 89-90, and then we'll just go in a line, and I will ask you all if you can. It's simply higher or lower. You don't have to give me a number, but if you can tell me who was top goal scorer, you will get an extra point, because I'm generous like that. So I will go in the order that you appear on the screen. So Craig, you'll be going first for the season 1990 to 91. So let me give you the information from 89-90. Swindon finished 4th in Division 2, and White and Shearer were joint top goal scorers with 27. I have to say, before I ask for these things, massive respect to swindontownfc.co.uk, not the official site, but the side one that I've used and mentioned loads of times in blogs and videos before. All these stats and figures always come from that website. It's brilliant. If you've never been on, check it out. It's incredible. But let's get on with the game. So Craig, 1990 to 91, Swindon finished 21st in Division 2. Who was the top goal scorer, and did they score more, less, or the same than 27?
I would say it's lower, and I'd say it's Duncan Shearer again scored the goal. That was leading goal scorer.
Okay, Adam.
Adam.
Yay!
There's never supposed to be someone mess up the tech, but it's never Adam.
Yeah, I'm too busy telling off my children. I'd say Duncan Shearer again. And what was the previous figure?
It was 27.
Lower.
Wanky.
Okay, and Warren?
Lower.
Any guess on who was the top goal scorer?
No Scooby. Absolute no chance. For my time.
Yes.
Ned? Ned?
Yeah. Duncan Shearer lower for sure.
Shearer lower for sure. And Kieran?
I'm gonna go Duncan Shearer because I don't know anyone fucking that yet. I'm gonna go the same.
You weren't even born, were you, to be fair?
So I don't even know who Duncan Shearer was apart from that he got bought by Blackburn. And apparently there's a bit of shithousery, and I actually quite like a bit of shithousery, so fair play to him.
He looks like Usman Pat without the glasses.
Well, I can confirm it was Duncan Shearer, and he scored 23. So that means, Adam, you're to go first for the 91-92 season, where Swindon finished 8th in Division 2. But who was the top goal scorer, and did they score more, less, or the same than 23?
I think it was Shearer again. And I'm sure he had a really good season. So I'm going to say more. I don't actually remember. I just remember some stats around Duncan Shearer. So I'm going to go more and Shearer again.
But you're just going to go Shearer for the best part of like a decade until you
yeah, until we get to my first game. No, actually, I think I know who it is after Shearer. So I'm pretty sure that was Shearer that season.
Okay, Warren?
I'm following that route. Cheers, Ads. Thank you very much. Higher and Duncan Shearer. I'm learning.
Ned?
Who's now?
Ned?
Oh, me. Sorry. I'm trying to think because obviously Shearer got sold to Blackburn, didn't he? And they bought him to try and essentially I thought it was to steal the championship. Was that 8th? Was it that year when they bought him? I'm just going to jump on the old Billy bandwagon.
Because all you that think you should know it start getting all stressed.
I'm thinking it's not Shearer. He did have a really good season, but I'll go with Shearer. I'll go Shearer and higher because he is my god.
Okay. Kieran?
I'm going to go with Shearer and go lower.
Shearer and lower. And finally, Craig?
Yeah, I'm going to go Shearer. But Ned's right. That was the season we sold him to Blackburn. But this was in the days when the transfer deadline was around April, like the beginning of April, end of March. So, and obviously it made a huge difference because we ended up not going up, did we? I'm going to go higher.
Okay. It was Shearer, and he scored 32.
That was just for us, was it?
Yeah.
Wow.
Don't forget, I believe, I understand, it's worth pointing out, I understand that the goal tally is for all competitions.
Oh.
Because that will make a difference to Kieran with his intricate knowledge of 1990 Swindon Town.
I'm glad you said this before we got on to the important seasons, which is anything beyond 2007.
Kieran, I think we were banking on you being half an hour late, and then you would have turned up at the perfect time.
It's not going to make a difference, is it?
Warren, you're first this time. So we're in 92-93 now.
Oh, the year I was born. So let's.
Is that you went to Premier League? I know that.
Finished 5th in what was Division 2. But who was the top goal scorer? And did they get more or less than 32?
I wouldn't have a clue on the top goal scorer, but I'm going to go lower just because it seems that was a good share of 32 that year. I can't imagine there would have been, and we didn't score many if it was the Premier League season. So
no, it's the going up to the Premier League season.
Oh, was it? Oh, okay. Oh no. I'm still going to go lower. Ned, stop putting it in my head. I'm going lower.
Ned?
I think it's lower. I'm just trying to think. Oh no, have a guess for the goal scorer.
Yeah,
Warren.
please. No, Warren said he doesn't know.
I don't know.
Okay. So I'm trying to think of who we had. So you got Dave Mitchell, Craig Maskell, Jorgie. But who was it? I'll have a stab in the dark and I'll say Craig Maskell, and I will say lower.
Okay. Kieran? I mean, you probably like Warren, because one of the older ones didn't go first, you probably wouldn't have had any idea on names, but you've been given 3 names there you can choose from.
Yeah. I'm just going to go Craig Maskell because he went for Craig Maskell. Because he wouldn't. The only one that I'd go for apart from him would be Paul Bowden, but he's like he was a defender, so I don't think it's going to be him. So I'm going to go Craig Maskell, and I'm going to go lower because I haven't seen anyone beating 32. Because if they did, we probably would have been in the playoffs.
Okay. Craig?
Yeah, I'm going to go lower. Craig Maskell. He had quite a good partnership with Dave Mitchell, but it wasn't as prolific as with Shearer. So yeah, lower Craig Maskell.
And Adam?
Yeah, so this is where my theory on Shearer comes in. I'm pretty sure we had 3 Shearer seasons. And I'm going to go with Maskell,
Okay.
but lower.
Maskell and lower is correct. He got 23. So Ned, who it's worth saying, if we ever do manage to find the Phantom recording, was particularly poor. We were doing eliminations and stuff, and he was always, I think, the first one out, despite the amount of lives he was given. He's currently got maximum points so far.
Ooh.
I'm glad I got one. I got an idea on the next one though.
That's because we've gone back to the Bronze Age. That's why.
If you go first, then it's the Premier League season. So who was the top goal scorer, and did they get more or less than 23?
So yeah, Jan Fjørtoft. But did he get more or less than 23? He was on fire, but he didn't score until like January or something, did he? So I'm going to go lower on that basis. So Fjørtoft and lower.
Okay, Kieran?
I'm going to go Fjørtoft because I think was he like the only striker we had? I don't know. He's the only one I've heard of from the Premier League this season. And I'm going to go lower because he was absolutely dog shit.
Craig?
Yeah, lower and Fjørtoft.
Adam?
Dog shit's a bit of a rich term for Fjørtoft. What a lynch. Yeah, lower and Fjørtoft.
Dog shit. I just said the squad work. I like Fjørtoft. I've had some good. Jan, if you watch it, I wasn't calling you dog shit. Lovely.
He's one of our regular viewers, so he can join the ever-increasing list of former players to be offended by someone on the panel.
Charlie Griffiths, I've still only showed him the clip before he says he's rubbish.
I love you, Charlie.
Finally, Warren.
I'm going to go with well, I do what you hear from the Premier League season. Yeah, I'm literally stuttering because I don't have a clue, but I'm going to go with the rest. Fjørtoft and lower.
It was Fjørtoft, and he scored a whopping 13.
Oh.
So then we go into the 94-95 season, Kieran. I'm guessing you're still not born at this point?
No, I was 96. I was born, so yeah, I got a year after.
So 94-95, Swindon finished 21st in Division 1, as it was called then. But who was the top goal scorer, and did they get more or less than 13?
So I'm still going to go the only player I seem to know from this period. Yeah, Jan Fjørtoft. I've just I'm assuming he's still here at this point because no one's going to really have bought him. And I'm going to go more.
Okay. Craig?
Yeah, I'm going to go higher, and I'm going to go Fjørtoft as well.
Okay, Adam?
Yeah, same. Fjørtoft and higher.
Warren?
Same.
Fjortoft and higher. He went to Middlesbrough, didn't he?
Did.
Halfway through this season, but I don't remember anyone else scoring a huge amount of goals.
It was Fjortoft, and he scored 25.
What a leg.
And he went to Middlesbrough halfway through the season. That's
So, Craig, we're back with you, and we are at 1995 to 96. So, a monumental season for Swindon, as Kieran's now born. But who was the top goal scorer, and did they score more, less, or the same than 25?
Well, I think it's lower.
Okay.
No, it's not. No,
what's Google telling you, Craig?
no.
Craig's probably done the same thing I have. I've had to write him down as we're
Yeah,
going
that's what I've done. I'm looking at my
try and
list.
get the sequence in my head.
I've seen Shearer, Maskell, Fjortoft. Yeah, I think I know. It's close though. I think it's lower, just about.
Okay.
Leading goal scorer was Steve Finney.
Okay. And then Adam?
See, I think it's Wayne Allison, but I think he did get lower. But I could be a year out there.
This is one of the first times you two have differed, I think, so far. Warren?
Toss a coin, Craig or Adam.
That's when I started going.
I'm going to go with Adam's one, Wayne Allison, and I'm going to go higher.
Okay. And Ned?
I'm going to say lower. I'm just trying. Lower.
Ned, you appear to have a guest. Would they like to say hello?
Be my guest.
My daughter Georgia. Say hello.
Hello, Georgia.
Now go away. The fun's gone. Right.
Gone lower. Who are you saying was the top goal scorer?
Lower. I'm gonna say, because I'm not sure if it was, but I'm just gonna be different. I'm gonna say George and
Okay.
That sounds like shit.
You think that sounds like shit, Kieran? Why don't you educate us? You were all of a couple of months when the season finished.
I've never heard George and Derby talked about in terms of a top goal scorer. So I don't imagine that it just don't like. But I'm going to go lower. And is it Sammy Allison? Wayne Allison.
Sammy
He's one from Chippenham. Very different people. He's referee now. No, Wayne. I would go lower and Wayne Allison just because I think Craig's Google's told him wrong.
I can confirm it was Wayne Allison, and he scored 20.
See, Craig's just shoving it in there, a little wrong one every now and then, just to
So we head into 96-97. Adams go first. Swindon finished 19th in Division 1. But who was the top goal scorer, and did they get more or less than Allison's 20 the year before?
I'm going to go less just because of our position.
Okay.
Because I can't think of anybody else at the moment. I think I'm going to go Allison again.
Okay. Warren?
Well, Adam didn't let me down in the last one, so yeah, we'll go with Adam again. Wayne Allison and lower.
We're going to have to do teams next time.
Yeah, I think we might.
Just to be clear, I mean, Kieran's being honest. He doesn't have a clue until we get to at least 2007. What year until you start thinking for yourself?
All right, Steve.
Stop telling you what to do.
To be fair, I'm probably going to be better at the earlier ones, even though I didn't go to as many as I am on the late ones. Because as it gets later, I was drunk.
I reckon I'm sort of early 2000s. I reckon I'll be there. Well, hopefully, fingers crossed.
Okay. Ned?
I want to say hopefully Warren is better because then he can tell me what the answers are.
Yeah, we're working as a team, Ned.
I'm going to say higher, and I'm going to say Steve Finney.
Okay, and Kieran?
I'm going to go lower, and had Joey Beecham played for us at this point, or had he been and gone?
I think he'd been and gone. This
Had
was
he?
towards the end of the McMahon era, or it might have been that season.
I don't think he would have been a top scorer though.
No,
Well, no. I'm trying to chuck in some knowledge here. Fuck off. I know he played. I thought until about a year ago, thought he played for us in like the 80s or something. Why did we say about the 80s? But it was more recent than that. But I'm just going to go lower and Wayne Allison. Let the think for me.
And Craig?
Yeah, I'm going to go lower and Wayne Anderson.
We can confirm Wayne Allison was the top goal scorer again, and he only managed 13.
Unlucky for some.
But not for those who guessed his name and lower.
There we go.
Not me.
So, Warren, we're nearly at the end of the 90s now. We're in 97-98, where Swindon managed to progress one place and finished 18th in Division 1. But who was the top goal scorer, and did they get more or less than Allison's 13? Or the same, of course.
I'm screwed because I don't have a clue. So I'm literally just guessing on the number of goals, and I'm going to go higher.
How honest of you. Ned?
I'll say higher, and Steve Finney's bound to be the top goal scorer at some point, so we'll go with him again.
Okay, and Kieran?
I'm going to go higher, and
Wayne Allison?
No, Sammy Allison.
Hay?
Who, sorry?
Higher and Chris Hay, because I remember he played for us at some point.
Okay, and Craig?
Higher and Chris Hay.
Look at the joy in Kieran's face. There's someone.
Oh,
Adam?
I think it's higher,
Okay.
and I'm sure for a fact it's Chris Hay because I had him on the back of one of my first kits.
Well, and I want people to focus on Kieran here because he's getting quite excited that he might have got this before some of the older people. I can
If I'm for it, then it's got to be there.
Kieran, is your wife's name Alexa?
it was Chris Hay, and he scored 14.
Ooh. That is higher, isn't it? Yeah.
Higher than 14, Adam, yeah.
Oh, it wasn't. I couldn't remember what the other. That's the only thing I didn't write down. I wrote down Allison. That was it. So,
So,
little
Ned,
nursery rhyme going on down here.
Ned, to finish off the 90s, 98-99, Swindon again progressed one place and got to 17th in Division 1. But who was the top goal scorer, and did they get more or less than Hayes' 14? All the same.
This is such a messy time for me in my late teens. To be honest.
Just need some Hollywood music on the background.
I'm sure.
What we need is a montage and get some old videos.
Good grief. 90s. I'm going to say higher because surely someone's got higher than 14. Going up a place in the league, of course, must have got more than 14 goals.
Okay.
Flipping heck. Jesus. He wasn't playing.
I don't think it's Jesus.
Come on, Ned. You better be helping me out here.
Sorry.
Yeah, you requested this, didn't you, Ned?
He was at the team for more than a year, winning. So I'll go Chris Hay again. Whoa!
Oh.
I'm going to change my mind, and I'm going to go Grazioli.
Oh, what a shout.
Who was that, sorry?
Grazioli.
Okay.
Grazioli.
Kieran?
I'm going to go higher, Ifeanora.
Okay. Craig?
I'm going to go higher and Peter Thorne.
Oh, there's some names coming out now. Adam?
I'm gonna go. I'm sure it's not Grazioli. I think it's a season too early for him.
Oh,
But I wasn't gonna go it until Kieran said it because I wasn't sure. But I do think it was actually Ifeanora now he said it. But I think it's lower. But I do like Peter Thorne, but I'm gonna go Ifeanora.
So Ifeanora and lower for you.
Yeah.
Okay, well, you got lots of names to choose from, Warren.
yeah, they've inspired me with confidence this year. I tell you, this one's the one.
Well played, lads. Well played.
Yeah. I was all over Grazioli, and then Adam's killed us with going, it could be a year too soon.
I could be wrong.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the hope that Adam's wrong, and I'm going to, because Grazioli, what a legend. Grazioli and higher.
Okay, well, I can confirm that only one person got 2 points for that round. And that was Kieran, because it was Anora and it was higher.
There's something going on in there. There's something going on in there.
What did Ifeanora look like, Kieran? What does Google show when you putting him in the images?
Quickly, let him search it.
How many
Quickly.
goals did he score, Steve?
Oh yeah, how many goals did he score?
I'm looking at players' names for about the 90s here.
He scored 20 that season.
20.
Oh, shit.
20.
Wow.
Wow.
Never would have got
Aye.
Iffy, what a ledge.
I'm just adding up your scores for the 90s. 1 second, lads. Talk amongst yourselves.
that. It's not school, mate.
Everyone have a good week.
For those listening on the podcast, we hope this isn't an awkward silence for you.
This is the one when Steve
Have a conversation because you were all ripping Kieran and then it went quiet, so I didn't have time to finish.
This is when Fifey's laptop's doing another update.
Oh,
now-
God.
Order. Warren and Ned have 13 points.
Sorry, Warren.
No, that's all right, Ned. We'll pull it back.
Craig and Kieran have 16 points. But out in front is Adam with 17 points.
Get in there. Come on, Alexa.
Autoplay.
Adam's found the site.
What was it? Swindon dash.
Come on, Alexa. Is that the 2021 remix of Come on, Eileen?
Yeah. I'm not, there was definitely some 18 plus joke in there somewhere, but I'm not.
Do what? Do you Alexa?
Okay, so we move into the noughties. And
Come on.
it's an important decade. It's when I start going to watch Swindon. Kieran started walking.
I don't know if that actually happened or not, to be fair.
I'm pretty sure it happened. If you were born in 96, I'm pretty sure you started walking before the year 2000.
I struggled to walk. I just actually slide along.
In the year 2000, I struggled to walk, I got to be honest.
Ned just admitting he was struggling to walk in the year 2000. But that's not because you were still a child, Ned.
No, absolutely not. No.
Adult beverages.
Yes, absolutely.
So,
Oh,
Craig,
dear.
start with you again then. Turn of the millennium. Swindon regressed significantly and finished 24th in Division 1 in the 99-2000 season. But who was the top scorer and did they get more or less than 20?
Yeah, well, I'm going to go lower and I'm going to try and go with Peter Thorne again.
Okay. Adam?
Lower. And I'm not going to go with Peter Thorne. I'm going to go... I'm sure this was his last season. Chris Hay.
Okay. And Warren?
I'm going to go lower, and I'm going to hope that it's Grazioli's year.
Yes.
Ned?
That's it. What? Lower and Grazioli, please.
Go on, Ned. Go on.
And
I'm going to go lower and Chris Hay.
can confirm it was lower. It was only 10 goals by our top goal scorer that year. And it was Chris Hay.
Oh.
Warren's like,
Right, now I'm suffering.
Where it was happened. He was there at some point.
I'm not gonna. Yeah, I still think you might be too early.
so
That's early.
You said a year. And
I know. But the more I think about it, because Craig said Peter Thorne on the last one, I thought, did Thorne and Grazioli play together at any point? I can't remember. And then I'm thinking that's why I went with Chris Hay, because I was just like, I'm sure if Craig's still thinking it's Peter Thorne, I'm not going to go with Thorne because I don't know who it is.
Well, to be honest, the beginning of the noughties was when I sort of really discovered alcohol properly, and I'm just going to go Peter Thorne until it's right.
It's like that in-betweener sketch, isn't it? John Barnes.
2017-2018 season, Peter Thorne, higher.
Adam,
Come on, Craig.
2000-2001, Swindon finished 20th in Division 2. But who was the top goal scorer, and did they get more, less, or the same than 10?
Because of your change of tone, I'm going to go same, because you went more or less all the same.
Yeah.
And this is another one.
So far.
This is another one. I'm going to chuck a name in now that we haven't had so far. Danny Invincible.
So you're saying Danny Invincible?
Danny Invincible. And I'm going to say the same just because the way your tone went. Same.
Okay. Warren?
Oh, he's chucked in a new name. Well done, lads.
Is it tactics? Is it tactics?
Is it tactical, or could this be Grazioli's year?
Name, just to throw him off.
Yeah, I reckon that's why he's done it, Steve. I really do.
Because he's got enough of a lead, he could throw away the odd point here and there.
Yeah, that's what he's thinking.
Back yourself, Warren. Back yourself.
Invincible and higher.
Okay. And Ned?
I swear I remember him playing on the 2001-2002 Champ Manager. So I'm going to say Grazioli and higher.
Oh, Ned, I've left you.
Are we looking at 2000, 2001?
2001. Kieran?
The noughties all just blurred into one for you, Ned, didn't they?
I'm going to go with Invincible and the same, just because you haven't said the same for any other one. You've gone more, higher or lower, or the same. So, you went with the same.
I love how Fifey doesn't even realise he did it.
He wasn't the same for any of them. All of a sudden goes, or the same.
First, that's not my accent. Second, when you watch this back, I've actually said the same for every other one.
Steve on a hook.
It stood out this time, Fifey. It stood out. It definitely stood out.
Don't worry, Steve. They're running out of excuses, mate. They're running out.
Great.
How many goals was it Peter Thorne scored in the last season?
But hey, got 10.
That's genuine as well. I wrote Peter Thorne for 99-90. Oh, God. I'm obsessed with him. Oh, dear.
You took your background off. I bet you've got Thorne posters all over your bedroom wall.
It was the eyebrows that did it for me. I tell you. I'm going to go higher and Invincible.
Okay, well, remarkably, I can confirm it was Invincible. And he scored 10. It was the same.
Oh. What a joke.
All those psychology classes are finally paying off.
Yeah, Adam and Kieran have obviously got this psychology down to the T, really.
So, Warren, we go to 0102. Now, I'm going to give you guys a clue on this one.
Oh, nice.
They were joint top goal scorers. So I will give you a point for each if you want to get 2 goal scorers.
Ooh.
But in 01-02, Swindon finished 13th in Division 2. But who were the joint top goal scorers, and did they both get more or less than 10?
Oof. We're just going logistically. So I'm going to go Danny Invincible again.
Okay.
And
Don't worry, people on
he wants to say it. He wants to say it.
Go on, what?
Ads, is that a little clue, Ads, is it?
No, I'm just saying. I think he wants to say it. It's got to be somewhere.
Yes, it is. It's got to be in it. Grazioli and Invincible. And I'm going to go... Oh, they must have scored loads, mustn't they? Higher.
Okay. Ned?
No, I don't think Grazioli on this one.
Ned, you're killing me here.
No, I do think
Surely it's got to be after he went, I played Champ Manager 01-02, and I'm sure he did. In his season 4.
But we'll go with Grazioli, and we'll go with was he even there Invincible during this time?
Well, you're the one who played CMO 102, so
He just saw Grazioli and he was like, fucking. He didn't play with Invincible.
It was class on Chat, man, to be fair.
Okay.
Just to fill this silence, anyone who's not aware, I also do a lot of CMO 102 stuff on Twitter, so give that a look. Danny Invincible may well be a feature in something called the Twent League.
Shameless play.
And that was a message from our sponsors.
Yeah, all right.
Follow the Devils on a Sunday night over on the CM 0102 Super League YouTube channel. We are one step away from the grand final.
Oh.
Anyway, Ned, what's your answer?
Yeah, I'll just go with it. Invincible and Grazioli higher.
Go on, Ned.
Kieran?
I'm going to go with Invincible and Grazioli. And I'm going to go, because they were joint, I think less.
Okay. Craig?
Yeah, I'm going to go Invincible and Grazioli. And I'm going to, I agree with Kieran. I think it's less. I don't think Grazioli got into double figures that season. So I'm going to go less. Grazioli and Invincible.
So Adam's going to go Invincible and Grazioli. So it's just a case of whether it's higher or lower, I presume.
I wasn't. I was going to go Andy Gurney. No, I am going to go Grazioli. I'm sure this is the Neil Ruddock. Yeah.
If you take his first answer, he said Gurney.
And we didn't have a good year, so I'm going to go lower.
Okay. I can confirm that Grazioli was the joint top goal scorer that season, alongside Danny Invincible.
Hey!
Yes.
For the record, I wasn't sure of that until you lot said. so
Both
thanks,
scored
fellas.
8.
Oh. Right, Ned, we were halfway there, mate.
Yeah,
Prolific.
okay.
Living on a prayer.
So Ned, 0203.
Here we
That
go.
one.
And Swindon finished 10th in Division 2. But did who was the goal scorer, and did they get more or less or the same than 8?
Oh, Jesus. Well, I'm going to say higher, but I can't think of who to say.
We're getting to that point where Ned and Craig are starting to have to really think, and Kieran's starting to, you know what, I know it. I know.
Yeah.
Oh, this one's the best one. Come on, Ned.
Come on, Maslin. Oh, Jesus.
No, not him again.
You pronounce it Jesus.
Peter Ford?
At some point,
Grazioli?
Stop confusing him. We want to get on with this. Come on.
Chris
Yeah,
Hay.
I'm
Chris
going
Hay.
to take Grazioli again.
Grazioli. Okay.
Yeah.
Kieran?
I'm going to go Moore, and I think he should have been here around this time. And it's Christian's mate, Sam Parkin.
Okay. Craig?
Yeah, Sam Parkin higher.
Adam?
All day. Sam Parkin higher.
And Warren?
This is where it begins. Yeah, Sam Parkin and higher.
What a legend.
Ned? I'm afraid to say it was Sam Parkin's year.
Oh, yes. Super Sammy.
26 is the new score to beat.
Oh,
And I believe we come to Kieran, and we come to the 03-04 season where Swindon finished 5th in Division 2. Is this the Brighton?
This is the Advergo penalty. Yeah.
So who was the top goal scorer that year, and did they get more or less than Parkin's 26 the year before?
I'm going to go Parkin again because I'm pretty sure he must have had enough for 2 years because he was scored quite a lot. But I'm going to go less.
Okay. Don't forget, I'm sure, is this the Tommy Mooney year as well?
yes. This is the Tommy Mooney year.
Craig?
Yeah, I'm going to go lower. I think it was the Tommy Mooney year though, but I'm pretty sure Parkin scored more than him, even though he had a spell injured. So yeah, I'm going to go lower. Sam Parkin.
Adam?
Yeah, I'm sure it's lower. Sam Parkin.
Warren?
I thought Mooney and Parkin were quite similar that year. Oh.
We're not on about their looks though, mate. We're talking.
I'm trying to think of the goals, Steve.
They both wore red shirts, didn't they? It's confusing.
No, I can't afford to slip behind anymore. Parkin and lower.
Okay. Ned?
Well, on the basis that you said, is this Tommy Mooney? Yeah, I'm going to assume it's not him. So yeah, I'll go with Parkin and lower. Sounds a good shout.
Okay. I will put the caveat that I'm not 100% certain of the fact I'm about to relay, but it was definitely lower because it was 23 goals. And I can confirm, or I believe, that Tommy Mooney only got 20 and Parkin got the 23.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to say Tommy Mooney got it then. I was like, I'm sure it was Parkin. I was going to judge a challenge.
So we're back with Craig, and we move to 04-05, where the system has changed, and it's no longer called Division 2, it's now called League 1. And Swindon managed to only finish 12th. But who was the top goal scorer that year, and did they get more or less than Parkin's 23 the year before?
Well, I'm pretty sure it was Parkin again, top scorer. He was with us I'm pretty sure he was with us for 3 seasons.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if this is a tough one. Higher or lower than 23. I'm going to go
silence again.
I'm going to go lower just because
Okay.
of where we finished 13th that season.
Adam?
Well, I noticed then you didn't say same. You just said more or less.
Yeah, but he might just...
I can confirm it might be the same.
So I'm 99% sure it's Parkin again.
Okay.
And I'm sure I'm going to go higher just because Craig went lower, just for a bit of mix-up.
Warren?
Yeah, the 3rd year of Parkin on the back of my shirt. Yeah, higher and Sam Parkin.
Ned?
I'm going with Warren. Parkin and higher, please.
Kieran?
I'm just going to go the same. Parkin and higher.
So, Craig, I respect the fact that you were the only one that was different and said Parkin and lower, taking into account where Swindon finished in the league table. Unfortunately, you were wrong. It was Parkin and
Tight.
But it was very close because although he got 23 the season before, he got 24 this season.
Ooh,
So it could have been the same.
what a gamble.
And Adam, I believe you're first this time. And we come to 05-06, where Swindon finished 23rd in League One. So, but judging by what you've all said, this is the year that Parkin left.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I think it was. And this will also be the year where I discovered cider. Well,
Oh, he's in trouble.
officially.
So who was the top goal scorer, and did they get more or less than 24?
Less. Christian Roberts. Christian Roberts with less.
Okay. Warren?
Ads, I've got you here, mate, because this is getting into my generation now. The big New Zealander turned up, didn't he?
Of course.
Yes. And it was Rory Fallon. And I don't think he's going to have scored more than Super Sammy, so I'm going to go lower. I don't know the goals, but I just remember it was Fallon's year.
Now, you say the big New Zealander turned up, but was he not there the season before? Because was it not the season before the bicycle kick?
Yeah, but I just remember this was his season when Parkin moved on and sort of Fallon stepped up. Yeah.
Ned?
It turned up.
Yeah, I don't think there was a huge amount of goals, was there? But Roy, yeah, I'll go with Rory Fallon and lower.
Too much of an understatement, pal, to say that if you finish second bottom, there probably wasn't.
I say before you relegated.
He might have scored all the goals.
Yeah, I was going to say, he might be the only goal scorer.
Yeah.
I remember, I'm pretty sure, didn't we have a season more recently where we didn't get anybody to score more than 10 and we had a pretty good season? I'm sure we did.
Yeah. Yeah.
Bear that in mind. I could be lying.
Huh?
What are you going for?
Fallon and lower.
Fallon and lower. Kieran?
I'm gonna go Fallon and lower. I was always going for that. I'm shocked Adam missed that though. Big open goal for Adam. If it is Fallon, unless it's Christian Roberts and he's fooled us all.
Craig?
Yeah, Fallon and lower. I think he got about a dozen that season.
It was Rory Fallon's year, and he got 14.
I'm glad you're not baking cakes.
Boom.
So 06-07 comes along. Must be Warren to go first this time. And Kieran's very excited. So this is probably the year that he started going, I'm guessing.
Can't Kieran go first?
06-07, Warren, where Swindon finished third in League Two. But who was the top goal scorer? And did they get more, less, or the same than Fallon's 14?
We had like Bristol City rejects all over the place, didn't we, this season?
No. It became better once they came to the club.
Yes, that's it. I'm going to go with Adam's best mate, Lee Peacock.
Okay.
And I'm going to go lower because he never scored an awful lot of goals. But Kieran, prove me wrong.
Ned?
All these years all merge into one, and I can't think of when players were here and when they weren't here. I'm sure Barry Cole must have been around this time.
Yeah, Barry Cole.
But I don't know if it was this year, whether possibly it might have been the season after. I don't know. Or it might have been 10 years after that.
While you make the decision, following on from Warren's earlier comment, Barry Cole was one of the players I had on the back of one of my shirts at the time.
Yeah.
Was it around about this time?
I want to say, and I'm not 100% sure, but was this not around the Kingswood sponsorship time, where you put your shirt in the wash once and the sponsor came?
This year before Kingswood. This is still This is still the last year when we had Lonsdale. I'm pretty sure.
Lonsdale.
Yeah, it's kits and Nationwide stood across the front.
Who are you going for, Ned?
Ned doesn't remember. He's too drunk.
I remember that.
Are you still too drunk?
I'll go with Christian Roberts,
Okay.
and I'll say higher.
Okay. Kieran?
How many did Fallon get? 14.
He did.
Yeah, I'm going with Christian Roberts.
Okay.
I'm going to go Noah.
Ah, damn.
Craig?
Isn't this the wise Sturrock? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, we're forgetting Blair Sturrock.
I'm gonna go with I'm gonna go the same as Kieran. I'm gonna go Roberts but lower. I don't think he scored more than 4. He ever scored more than 14 for us in the season.
Finally, Adam?
I'm definitely sure this is Roberts because he definitely was top scorer one season. He was here. Where did you say we finished in the league?
3rd.
Oh,
It's got to be higher, ads.
no, I'm gonna go lower just because. Yeah, I'm gonna go lower.
This was Christian Roberts' year,
Oh,
and he scored a whopping 13.
Lucky for some, but not for us.
Lucky for Ned.
Ned. Oh, he's off. He's had enough.
yeah.
He's back.
What that'd be like.
Trying to brighten up the place a bit more. Ned, we come to 07-08, where Swindon finished 13th in League One. But who was the top goal scorer that year, and did they get more or less than Roberts' 13? Just while he thinks, because you know how Ned likes to take his time, someone mentioned Adam's best friend Lee Peacock. I believe that the season before, where Roberts was top goal scorer, Peacock was one behind him.
Ooh.
Oh.
See, if you were as close to Peacock as I am, you'd know that.
I'm gonna, because as I said, it all merged into one, but I'm sure it must have been around about this time that Barry Core was there. So I'm gonna say Barry Core and higher.
Okay, Kieran?
I'm going to go higher, and it's his first season with us, I believe.
I know you're going for.
I'm going to get my Simon Cox out.
Craig?
Please don't.
Yeah, I'm gonna go higher and Simon Cox.
Adam?
Same.
And Warren?
Well, the confidence that these three have shown, I've got to go with that, I suppose.
Fucking Barry Core.
Yeah, sorry, Ned, I couldn't go with that one.
It's one of the ground rules. There will be no knocking of Barry Core in this group. You can rip me for Blair Sturrock, but I'm not having any shit about Barry Core.
He watches the show.
Too far, honey. Too far.
If you go on your Facebook pages and you do a search for, I'm sure it was called Barry Core is a Legend Facebook group, I set that up.
And you're the only member.
Dennis, you haven't had sex in a while. Without telling us, you haven't had sex in a while.
Even Barry Core didn't want to join that group.
I can confirm this was the year Cox came on loan, and he was the top goal scorer with 16.
Was Core there at the time?
Yeah, he's about.
Yeah. Something wrong with his back, I think.
Oh, yeah, he loved a back injury.
His Boxing Day winner against Yeovil was world class. It was the slowest goal I've ever seen go in. It must have bobbled about 150 times before just about getting over the line.
That was the only one he struck cleanly.
The only one he wasn't injured for training the day after.
Kieran, let's
him. If you watch this, Barry, you're a legend.
Yeah, sorry, Barry. Great target, man.
Kieran, let's round off the decade. So we're in 08-09. Swindon finished 15th in League One. But who's the top goal scorer, and did they get more or less than 16?
Simon Cox, and he got more because it was that season. Rovers had a Scouse tubby lad at top as well, and they were battling it out. I think he finished second goal scorer in the league that year. But yes, Simon Cox and a lot more.
Craig?
Yeah, I knew it was Simon Cox, but I didn't know if it was more or less. But going by what Kieran said there, I'm going to go for more as well.
Adam?
Yeah, this was one hell of a season for him. And yeah, I don't remember. Was it the battle with Ricky Lambert? I don't know if it was that season, but yeah, definitely Cox and High.
Simon Cox is last year with us at this point because 20 wasn't with us in 2010, was he?
No. Yeah, so
Warren?
Cox and High.
Maybe he was.
Yeah, Simon Cox and higher.
Ned?
Yeah, I'm going the same. Thank you.
It's actually Barry Core.
Well, I can confirm that year Blair Sturrock scored. It was Simon Cox. And Kieran, do you want to hazard a guess how many?
I'm pretty sure it was 30.
32.
32. That's fucking high.
Good season. Very good.
Didn't include those 2 cup goals, Kieran.
About Simon Cox for a minute while I tot up the points for that decade.
Don't want to suck Simon's cocks. No.
I don't
No.
know. I don't know.
I can remember when we...
Rich wants to suck more Foonies, doesn't he? So.
By the way, Clem, if you're watching this,
DM
me. I got Rich's number.
By the way, Clem, if you're watching this, hurry the fuck up.
Just sign the paper, man. Just use a fax machine.
Pretty sure that season Simon Cox scored that. We played Rovers like last home game of the season, and Billy Painter scored one of the oddest goals I think I've seen, where the keeper's come out, took the Rovers defender. We managed to get it in front of him. There was like 11 minutes of stoppage time in the first half because the Rovers keeper's absolutely killed his own defender. But it's on YouTube, so it'll be on YouTube. So watch highlights.
Just the one when Coxey scored that worldy one where it's come over his shoulder and he's sort of like.
No, that was that season. I think it was Walsall at home.
Yeah, it's come over his shoulder and he's just flicked it and then flicked it over the keeper.
Oh, he scored against Fenerbahce in pre-season.
Yeah. Was that the season that we're going to do now when he did that Fenerbahce goal?
We have scored. In reverse order again. Ned started to struggle at this point. He got
Ned.
Don't drink alcohol, kid.
Yeah, 15 for Ned. Warren got 17.
Oh, Warren.
Craig got 18. Adam got 20. And Kieran got 21.
Oh.
So with 1 decade to go, I can confirm that the total scores are Ned on 28, Warren on 30, Craig at 34, Adam and Kieran both on 37.
Oh, we're getting into the area I'm not sure of. I think the last 5 years I'm going to struggle.
Ads, you might be all right here, mate, because you know what Kieran's Wi-Fi's like, and yours is probably a bit better. Only joking, lads. Only joking.
What's that? 32, Craig. Okay, that's your starting point.
I'm going
10, which was another playoff year as Swindon raced to 5th in League One. Is this the Millwall? This must be the Millwall playoff final.
Oh no!
Yeah, so I'm going to go lower and Charlie Austin.
Adam?
Yeah, lower, and I'm sure I'm going to definitely say lower because I'm sure nobody's got 32 until recently. So lower and Charlie Austin.
Warren?
I don't think it was Charlie, was it?
Oh.
Well,
we'll find out in a minute.
I can't tell you. If it wasn't Charlie, who else could it have been?
Shut up!
The partnership was starting to blossom. No, it was you give me the clue, Kieran, the big Scouse lad. It was Billy Painter and lower.
Ned?
Oh, God. I don't think Charlie Austin was firing at this point, was he?
No.
Very cool.
Firing as soon as he got
He's coming over in a minute. He's going to have a word with you guys, honestly. I might go with Warren. I go lower and Billy Painter. Go on, Warren.
Fingers crossed, mate.
Kieran?
I'm going to go lower and Billy Painter.
Yeah.
Charlie didn't sign to the October, did he?
It was very
That's
close.
what I thought.
It was
He
very
went
close.
he went on a good run. I'm sure he did. I'm still confident.
The top goal scorer that year got 29. And it was Billy.
Yeah, way off him.
I believe Charlie got in the 20s. but not quite 29. So Adam, we then move on to 2010, 2011, where Swindon go from playoff final to bottom. But who was the top goal scorer that year? And did they get more left? Or
this year is Charlie Austin, and he got lower. He didn't get the same.
Could be total reverse psychology, though. He might not be saying it. It could be the same.
What are you going for, Warren?
Because it was an awful season, wasn't it? I'm going to go lower and Charlie Austin.
Ned?
Yeah, lower and Charlie Austin.
Kieran?
Lower and Charlie Austin. I'm waiting for Craig to go higher and Elliot Bunyan.
Lower and Vincent Perricard. No.
Oh, there's a name.
No, lower and Austin.
Take his first answer.
I can confirm his maximum points all round there. It was Charlie Austin, and he got 17.
Respectable. Considering he played half a fucking season.
Warren, we come to you next. And the Paolo Di Canio season. First in League Two. But who was the top goal scorer, and did they get more or less than 17?
Just go less.
Fucking silence!
I can't remember now. Less, and just because he scored a lot of goals. Richie.
Okay. Ned?
Oh, I can't really remember. I went to so many games, but I've got literally all I can remember of the whole Paolo Di Canio era is walking along Shrivenham Road with that's all I remember.
Yeah, you forget the players.
There's so bloody many of them.
Yeah.
We did have a very large rotation of squad, didn't we?
Yeah.
My main memory from that year was beating Wigan in the FA Cup on my birthday.
Beat a team like Wigan.
Egon!
Come on, Ned.
Come on, Ned. Just pick of one of 58 names.
And say higher or lower.
This is taking longer than Morfuni's fit and proper person test.
Oh God. I genuinely can't remember. So I'm sure he must have had a spell it around this point. So I'm just going to say
Prasioli.
He's Italian, of course. I'm going to say a Jose, and I'm going to say higher.
Jose and higher. Okay, and Kieran?
I'm going to go lower and Alan Connell.
Ah, you bastard.
Craig?
I'm going to go lower. So we went through so many players that season, and I think it was quite spread out. But I'm going to go with Benson.
Oh, there's some names.
So I was tied between two, Connell and Benson. Connell and Benson were the two I was tied behind. I got a feeling it's Connell, so I'm going to go Connell lower. And this was a season I didn't actually attend, so yeah, we'll go for that. Connell and lower.
It was Alan Connell.
Oh,
and he scored 13.
So I don't remember Benson ever.
What
was that, Kieran?
Got a lot of goal scorers that have scored 13. I've discovering.
So we're back in League One, Ned. Oh, it's gone again.
Go on, Ned.
You got enough.
Kieran, we're back in League One now. But who was... we finished it. Oh, no, Ned's back. He's back. So we're back in League One, Ned. We finished 6th. But who was the top goal scorer? And did they get more or less than 13?
I have no idea. I genuinely have no idea. I wasn't a big watcher of football at this time. Jesus.
No, Jesus has not been the top goal scorer in the last 30 years.
It's us.
I'll take a wild stab in the dark, and I'm going to say, what was the amount? Sorry, 13.
Yeah.
I'll say higher, and I'm going to say Andy Williams.
Okay, Kieran.
I'm going to go higher, and James Collins.
Okay, Craig.
Yeah, I'm going to go higher.
Don't sound so optimistic about it, will you?
I'm just trying to think of the scorer. I'm going to go James Collins.
Adam?
Higher, and I'm sure it's James Collins.
And finally, Warren.
Confident. Higher and James Collins then. Sorry, Ned.
I can confirm it was James Collins that year. And he scored 18.
Wow.
Ooh. Didn't think it was any.
Oh, he did get moved to Hibs at some point, so it couldn't be that much of a surprise. He was good.
Still banging goals though, isn't he?
Crucial around this one, lads, as again, there were joint top goal scorers.
Ooh.
So, Kieran, 13-14, Swindon finished 8th in League One. But who were the joint scorers for a bonus point? And how many, not how many, was it higher or lower than 18 each?
I'm definitely going lower because I'm not getting it. Joint top goal scorers aren't getting 18 each. And I'm pretty sure it was Niall Ranger and a Jose.
Well, Googled.
Possibly the least confident you've sounded for the last decade.
Until we meet again.
Oh, someone's got caught out.
That's because I said well Googled, and then old Pipey over here.
Oh, wow.
Unbelievable.
Wow. This is why they've got virtual backgrounds on, look, so we can't see what they're actually up to.
See, it just come up.
Oh yeah, because we saw that, didn't we?
Yeah.
Watch the recording back. I've not been on mute for a long time, so.
Yeah, I'm going to go lower as well, and one of them's a Jose, but I don't think the other one was Ranger. I'm sure we had someone else who was banging.
Did he turn up for enough games to score that many goals?
I can't see it being Ranger. I'm going to go.
Someone else who would have been in that squad?
Yeah, that's what I'm having to think. I'm going to go Adam Rooney.
Ooh,
yeah. Shout.
Adam?
I'm going to go lower. I'm going to go with what Kieran said. I'm going to go with Jose.
Oh, tactical at the top, these two.
The other one that you said. Ranger must have got a couple that year. That year, yeah. I'm going to go with him.
Warren?
No, I like Craig's shout. It's definitely going to be lower. A Jose, it's got to be one of them. I just can't see that Ranger would have turned up for enough games to score that many goals.
He got a couple of braces, didn't he? I think.
Are you trying to convince him to pick Ranger or to not pick Ranger?
I'm trying to justify my selection. Somebody else who's not Kieran picking it.
I don't think it's Ranger, but I can't think of anyone else. So I'm just going to name the one. I'll go to Jose and lower.
Okay. And Ned?
I was going to say Adam Rooney, so I'm going to go with Adam Rooney, and it was Nicky Jose, and I guess lower.
I can confirm that the joint top goal scorers got 10 each that season.
Might have been Ranger then.
Nicky Jose and Niall Ranger.
Yes! Yes.
Absolute tactical pull off.
Craig, you've talked me out of it, mate. I want the point.
Yeah, so have I, though.
What the fuck are you talking about?
Craig, we're down to the final 5 years of this game. We're going to 2014-15, where Swindon go back up to 4th in League One.
Good season.
Is this?
Good season. We fucking lost 4-0 to Preston in the playoff final. It was not a good fucking season.
I'm
Sorry,
taking it that it was a good season to get to the playoff final, mate.
I'm
Yeah.
totally over it. It's still not. It doesn't annoy me still.
You sure?
Are you okay?
2014-15, Kieran was a bit upset.
I lost my iPhone before the game at Wembley that day as well.
Oh, that's the real reason. Bloody me.
Well, it's a consolation, mate. I got run over on the way.
I'd rather be run over.
But
That was the year, Kieran, you obviously discovered the big old beer.
So, Craig, who was the top goal scorer that year? And did they get more or less than 10?
It was higher, but I've gone fucking blank on goal scorer. Fucking hell.
Kieran's not happy about that at all.
No.
I don't know who fucking blank was.
Well, I just remember that's the only game that fucking Preston game where I've left the game at half time and had the best fucking night out in London. So that's all I can remember of that, really.
It was the best season ever, Craig.
Yeah. Went to the best strip club in London. That's for sure. Brilliant. Oh fucking hell. I'm just going to go for the only one I can think of, Michael Smith.
Adam?
I think higher, and I'm sure he had a really good season. And I think he's already been mentioned. I'm going to go with Andy Williams.
Okay. Warren?
Higher. I'm going to go with Craig again. I'm going to go Michael Smith.
You're right there, Kieran.
Be more impressed with Who Wants to Be a Millionaire or something. Ned?
See, that Preston game was the day of my wedding, so I never went to one. That's the only.
What was less painful, the scoreline or the wedding?
What is? I mean, the good thing is that obviously, there was a lot of tension leading up to it because we're all like, oh, is everyone going to be on their phones all the way through the speeches and all this sort of stuff? But then it's like everyone switched off like really quickly. So clearly we lost. I'm going to go with Michael Smith and higher.
Okay, and finally Kieran.
See, I was torn between two here, and they're the two that have been mentioned. And purely because he's gone for it, I'm going to have to go higher and Andy Williams.
Oh.
It was considerably higher. It was 21 goals.
Oh, I remember that.
And it was Andy Williams.
Yes! So I was thinking Michael Smith until Craig said it, and I was oh, God. Maybe not. So then when he said, I was torn between the two, and I was like, I was like Michael Smith, but yeah, Andy Williams had one shit hot season, didn't it? And that was it.
Well, bearing in mind, I was the one who thought in the deleted episode, I thought Sabu scored 15 goals. So yeah, don't listen to me.
That's very true.
Adam, your last time going first as we go to 15-16. And
Come on,
finished 15th in League One. But who was the top goal scorer that year? And did they get more or less than 21? All the same.
I'm trying to think. I think it might be a Jose again.
Okay.
Now, did he have a really good season before he fucked off?
And then come back.
And then come back. And then I was thinking in the last round this could be the Michael Smith one, but no. I'm going to go with Jose, and I'm going to go higher. Just pure guess that though. Absolute pure guess. No knowledge in that whatsoever.
Yeah.
Yeah. I reckon he said higher.
Joe say higher, yeah.
Okay, Warren.
I'm going to go higher.
Okay.
But
I'm going to stick with Michael Smith again.
Okay. Ned?
Is this Johnny Obika's season as well?
this is what I was thinking, John Obika.
You
I'm
weren't.
still-
Don't lie.
I was. That was John Obika. But did he have a good season? I'm gonna say John Obika lower.
Okay. And Craig? Sorry, no, Kieran.
Okay. I'm going to go Nicky Jose and higher.
And Craig.
I'm going to go Nicky Jose, but lower.
Okay. It was Nicky Jose's year,
Oh, damn.
Ooh.
but did he get more than 21?
Surely not.
Yes, he did. He got 25.
Ooh.
Oh, what a gamble. I'm so proud of myself right now.
So proud of you.
So proud.
Warren, 16-17. Swindon get relegated again by finishing 22nd in League One. But who was the top goals? Sorry. No.
Oh! We got a clue.
Top goal scorers again.
2. Oh, here we go.
So there were joint top goal scorers in a relegation year. So who were they? And did they get more or less than 25 each?
I reckon I've got a point here.
It could be the same.
I'm going to go lower, obviously. So who was after? Oh, well, I'm going to go because he got mentioned. I'm going to go John Obika.
Okay.
And can I go? Michael Smith can't have still been there. My clutch answer can't be there.
I think he wanted to move back up north and went to Portsmouth at this point.
Oh, yeah.
That doesn't still irritate you either, does it, Kieran? You mention it every single time.
Wow.
I'm going to go. What was it? Jose must have still been there. Jose and Obika lower.
Okay.
Well, yeah, definitely lower. I'm going to stick with John Obika. I can't think of anyone else to go with him, so. Oh, actually, no. I'll stick with Jose, and I'll copy what Warren said.
Okay. Out of interest, who was it that made you go, oh?
I was questioning myself to see whether Luongo was here at this point.
Okay. Kieran's saying no.
So there we go. I'm glad I didn't.
Kieran?
John Obika and Luke Norris less. Because I'm pretty sure that, yeah, penalty.
Ned Whittle. Right?
Yeah, I'm going to go. Yeah, obviously, I'm going to go lower. I'm going to go Luke Norris, but I still think that Michael Smith was with us that season. I think he left the season after. So I'm going to go Michael Smith and Luke Norris.
Oh, don't say I've deserted Michael Smith and he's going to pop up this one.
I'm probably wrong, but I'm trying to go different to try and get ahead. So I've got nothing to
Fine,
lose.
Adam.
I had Luke Norris ready all along for this one. Most underrated striker we've ever had. And then just because his name.
left Thurrock.
He said underrated.
Sorry, Griffin.
Yeah, so lower. Luke Norris definitely lower. And then I do like the sound of John Obika being around this time and it not being many goals. So John Obika and Luke Norris lower.
Okay, I can confirm that the joint top goal scorers scored considering it was a relegation year, a whopping 6 goals each.
fuck, we were shit that year. Is that Tactics Tim's year then?
And it was Obika and Norris.
That was Charlie Colkett year as well, wasn't it? What a player. Used to love Charlie Colkett.
Ned, penultimate round.
Go on, Ned.
Finished 9th in League Two. But who was the top goal scorer? And did they get more or less than 6?
Which year is this?
This is now 17-18.
Come on, Alexa. I'm going to say higher. I feel that's a bit of a gimme. But who was it? That's the question. I don't know. My short-term memory is absolutely shocking.
Basically, anything after you got introduced to cider.
Yes. It was after John Obika.
You start saying random people's names, like Landa Gabalonda.
Before. Oh, I don't know.
Miguel Dominguez.
Johnny
I'm just going to say John Obika. I know he probably wasn't there for this season, but I'm going to say him anyway. Higher.
Okay, Kieran?
Higher. And Luke Norris.
Okay. You think he was still there after relegation? Craig?
Yeah, the year where he scored more than 6.
Craig?
Yeah, I'm going to go higher, Luke Norris. That was because I think this country had just come out at that point, and they were joking about Luke Norris. But I'm pretty sure he had a semi-decent season that season. So yeah, higher than Luke Norris.
What, 12 penalties or something?
Yeah. Don't take the mickey out of Luke Norris.
Luke Norris, and I'm pretty sure this is the 9-goal penalty season. Luke Norris for this one.
Warren?
Higher.
I'll agree. Luke Norris and higher.
Luke Norris that season scored 14, and he was the top goal scorer.
What a player.
Do you know who his agent was?
Michael Standing.
Yeah.
Oh.
Couldn't think of that, innit?
So, Kieran, do you want to know, by the way, before this final round, do you want to know the scores?
Nah.
Or do you want to wait until after the final round?
We'll do it after the final round. Puts pressure to unnecessary. Then.
It does,
I'm
because
confident.
You're going first, so Adam's just going to copy whatever you say. Regardless.
I'm confident I know this one as well.
I think I know this one from Adam at the start going something here.
Yeah, you got it then, I think.
Kieran, 18-19, when Swindon finished 13th in League Two. But who was the top goal scorer? And did they get more or less all the same as Norwich was 14 the year before?
Because of the way you've said it, I'm going to say same, and I'm going to say Michael Doherty.
Okay. Craig?
Yeah, what Kieran just said.
What, the same and Michael Doherty?
Yeah.
Adam?
I'm sure this is Michael Doherty, and I'm sure he only got about 4 or 5 this year because we didn't really have many goals. We had a lot of goal scorers, but not many goals between them, each even. So Michael Doherty and lower.
Okay.
Ooh.
Warren?
Yeah, Michael Doherty and what was the number 14 we said, wasn't it? Yeah, lower.
And finally, Ned.
Doughty and lower. There you go.
Come on.
So everyone said Doughty. I can confirm it was Doughty.
Oh.
You said lower, and 2 of you said the same. Despite me going, the same.
Oh, no, he ain't done it again.
And he did score 14. It was the same.
If you hadn't put so much emphasis again on it, if you just said the same, I wouldn't really thought much about it because you went the same. I was like, it's got to be because you're making it a thing.
I'd have thought Adam, the psychologist, would have picked that one up.
Yeah.
Well, I'd say, it must have been like this. That's really annoyed me. It must have been that other season that was really low.
You could have been like further off. 5, 14. Oh, right, okay. That was his that was the year he wore number 3, where he scored like a hat-trick on opening day. So he was already he's already scored a hat-trick on opening.
I just remember him being two ways. I remember him. One being a top scorer, and one being near the top scorers or in the top scorers with a very small amount. Maybe that was the season we were talking about with Obika and all that getting 6 or whatever. But yeah, I'm pretty sure that's the year he wore number 3 and he scored like a hat trick against Macclesfield or Mansfield on opening day. Is that when we got like 2 penalties and they're like?
Yeah, like that mad that fucking.
Were we like 2-1 down or 2-0 down?
Yeah. The Panenka season as well. I've had it. Right. See you later, lads.
Woody.
Doubts, if you watch this, I'm so sorry, mate.
I have scored.
Oh.
So I can confirm in reverse order again. Ned got 12, giving him a grand total of 40.
Hey.
Warren got 16, giving him a grand total of 46. Craig got 16, giving him a grand total of 50. Now we know going into it, Adam and Kieran both had 37 points. Look how much this means to Kieran.
That one at the end has tipped the scale, I reckon.
Kieran got 22 in that round, giving him a grand total of 59. Adam got 20. Giving him a grand total of 57. So winning by 2 points this week was Kieran.
We're losing Kieran, Steve. Don't do a fucking.
Don't worry, Kieran is going to have an update on the laptop and it won't get screened, mate.
I'll tell you, at least finishing second, they won't know I Googled all the answers. Hey, Kieran.
Look.
It's been an absolute pleasure. Anyone watching, listening to this, again, as we always say, you are welcome to join us. Just drop any of us a message. We will sort it out. We've got some more ideas planned for coming weeks, including, quite excitingly, STFC Mastermind has been suggested. So,
somebody suggested that.
Mastermind.
But until next time, thank you very much for watching.
Cheers.
Cheers, guys.